is here to inform you, not to convince you. Subscribe to the channel. Give me that thumbs up. I appreciate the support. Let's get on into it. I told you I was going to bring you some information concerning corporations. We talk about it all the time. Well, should I say I talk about it all the time. And so today's topic is going to be, you're not supposed to know. Distraction factor. Like and subscribe. Share these videos. Help me grow the channel. Donate that $1. Send that for any PDF that we cover, and I'm gonna cover a couple good ones today. And you can donate $1 just for supporting the show. And if you send your email over here, cite the name of the PDF or the video that you found the PDF offer in, and I'll send that on over to you. A lot of these PDFs since 2015, I've been acquiring for a PDF library, and many of them I paid for, and a lot more than $1. So, as I said, we're here to share information, not to sell information, and to bring together a community of people that can actually do things together for the greater good. Just in case you didn't get it, I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything is out on the table so that you know that when it comes to you sending me the little dollar, what a Cash App it to. So, send it to this Cash App. All donations are welcome, any amounts, and you can cite the PDF. This PDF today that we're going to be working with, actually it's going to be 2 of them, so let's get ready. This is true hard evidence of the corporation takeover all levels of government in America as well as in the United States, all right? So I speak about it and then I come with the receipts. So we just gonna go through briefly what this is. Dun and Bradstreet's code members are assigned to corporations in America to track their credit rating, okay? Below you find the Dun and Bradstreet numbers of the aggregated U.S. governments or each of its major agencies. Those of the aggregate government of each U.S. state, along with that of the largest cities and those of the aggregate United Nations of some of the major agencies. These corporate codes numbers can be verified by using the following links. Now, I'm not going to suggest the links because the links in these are probably older. As I said before, I've been accumulating these PDFs since 2015. I have a library. Many of them I even paid for, but at the time, somebody was selling it to me, which I probably paid for this one. Who knows? But you don't have to. See, that's what I am. I'm going through the fire. I'm paying for all this stuff. I'm doing all this research, so you don't have to. But I would suggest you do anyway. Don't take my word for nothing, and don't take this information for nothing. It's not legal advice or anything like that. And I don't offer legal advice. I just give you information here to inform you, not to convince you. So with this PDF, you'll get an extensive view of how that works with the Dun and Bradstreet and with the corporations, because I'm saying, you don't want to hear about it. So get the information to somebody that want to know. Dun and Bradstreet numbers, for example, the United States government, there's their number right there. The U.S. Department of Defense, there's their number there, DOD, blah, 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 that goes on and on and on. So you get the general picture of what we're saying, and that not just making this up. This is not just something that, people speak on, and then to get a rise out of you. How do they operate in such a way? Collateral for the United States and these so-called corporations is what? Collateral is you. You the collateral, forgive me. I don't even mean to be this drab in my, uh, should I say, my presentation, but it is what it is. We dealing with a corporate government. You can acknowledge it, accept it, or you can just negate it and continue to live in your bubble. Uh, there are significant people that just don't want to know the truth. They ain't got no. Come on now. They ain't got no interest in the truth at all whatsoever. None whatsoever. No interest in the truth. It's just hard. It's like popping people in the head, making them making them think. But it would all cultivate in the types of things that it would take you to have to get beat in the head in order for you to start paying attention to some of the stuff. Well, the public official bond. Now, I know you've probably seen this around, and if you haven't, you should have. And if you don't, you can still go ahead and throw me that $1 donation. I would suggest 5, 10, 15, $100,000. Minimum dollar is good. Just to support the show. PDF is actually free if you're only giving me $1, because you're really just supporting the efforts of the show. But let's talk about it. So now we know that all those corporations, which would include the one that we spoke about before we get into this, being the United States Corporation. I'm not sure DD 214's military personnel. I have to reevaluate the way I think when it comes to the military, because the military might just be the only true citizens of the United States as it is in the corporation, because they sign directly in. I don't know. Check with me. Tell me, am I wrong about that? Am I right about that? Is it close? Because I'm not sure, and I'm not going to speculate on that. But what is a surety bond and how do they work? Now we know uh, that we have a corporate government and a municipal court, and then a district court, and then uh, superior and supreme courts, uh, and what the courts mean, or at least what we are taught they mean. But when you look at this and you get a clear conception of what this is, then you start to see that a lot of this is really based on contract banking and even a form of taxing. Is it criminal? Is it a civil matter? As the reason that the way they say that it is. What's up with the bonds? Do you know about the GSA bonds? For example, the performance bond. There are quite a few of them. I don't recall them right off the top of my head, but let's just go ahead and get into this, how they work when it comes to these surety bonds. No matter where you are in the United States, in every jurisdiction or municipality, all police, I refrain from even using the other word, officers. You haven't been elected to anything. And then you're a corporate uh, employee. You may even have taken an oath of office. But my definition of what an officer is not a policeman. Uh, but you can do your due diligence and utilize, because I always say the words have the power. Let's continue on. Judges and public officials must have a public official bond in order to work. The bond or paperwork is kind of an insurance to ensure the police officer, which I'm using that word again, don't want to, or public official does not cause harm, injury, or damage to the public or government at large. And so that they keep their jobs in line with their oath of office, the oath of the U.S. Constitution. In some case, officers and public officials have to put their personal property as collateral to attain one of these bonds. So they go through quite a bit to get this. And that's why I don't understand why they don't strictly adhere to uh, their liability, should I say, under this bond. Because they know you have no idea what it is and how to use it, that they are protected by their police, their brotherhood, then they're protected by their establishment, the corporate municipal court. It's crazy because let's just switch gears for a minute and talk about, for example, if you get a lawyer, and we can cover some of that too, because I speak about some of these things, and then later on I'll bring you the receipts if you need to have them. But the lawyer, when they say go get a lawyer, go get a lawyer. They just telling you to go get somebody that's about to enrich themselves, that has allegiance to the court and not to you. Their major allegiance is to the court. They got a bar card. They're not uh, they don't have licenses. They have bar cards. That's not a license. And practicing is not, well, it's just what it is, practicing. So, and you the guinea pig that they practicing on. All of this legal mumbo jumbo that they throw at you is just a smoke screen in order to make you think that it's an official practice that is legal, lawful, and part of the procedure of due process in which you are supposed to receive. Okay, so a municipal court is just a gimme tax entity that you walk right into. You give them the corporate jurisdiction by consent, and then you just run, and then they just run through. They'll tell you, even if you ask, how can I defend myself if I don't know what laws that this court is covers under their jurisdiction? Well, what does it cover? What does it govern? How do what laws do I have to defend against? They'll tell you, and they might even mention the Constitution. They might even mention the Constitution. If a police officer breaks their oath or oath to the Constitution and violates, abrogates, or infringes upon the constitutional rights of anyone, or anyone in any way, should I say, especially doing bodily injury or loss of property or inhumane treatment, or for simply just not doing their job properly in a way to violate your rights, then you can place what is called a lien on the public office official bonds, the public officials bond. Okay, forgive me for that interruption, because as I said before, I have a 21-year-old daughter with autism. I don't have any contained areas in which to do these recordings, so a lot of times we'll have outbursts or interruptions with her coming through the room. So I'm gonna try to continue forward with this despite the interruption. So let me go forward. As stated, in many cases, they've placed personal property up as collateral for this bond. So this also puts that personal property in jeopardy. Okay, this is one of one. This is the one remedy that you have against the public officer and officials doing harm against you or anyone uh, you know or love. Now, this, while we running out here with our basic civil right mind frame or way of thinking, our civil right mentality um, that we've been since the civil rights movement. Nobody has attached any human rights to us on a global scale at all. Then we've been programmed to think a certain way. So let's bust that form of thinking and move forward to a new era of time where we understand these things and we share knowledge without it being uh, classified as some kind of conspiracy. Because when somebody attaches these things to you, they are oxymorons and they're doing it to discredit you. So if they call you black in the media, they're calling you a third, fourth class citizen. They calling you a slave. Technically, you a slave to the economy. You a slave to your citizenship and freedom. You a tax slave. And many of us are. No matter if they call you black, they can call you white. You be the same thing. But it's a general rule in society, an unspoken rule, an unheard of rule that many of us don't know about. And we discuss all of those things here. You being distracted, and these are the things that they don't want you to know, so they put everything else in front of you to distract you. And that means your local TV news by continuing to call you black. That's just a normal thing. So if somebody like me comes along and say you're not black, now I'm the black sheep. I'm the one that's crazy and out of my mind because the news has told you that your entire life. Your mother, your father, your school teachers, and everybody else. This is who you are and what you are. Because if you're not that, then they lose what their leverage, their gain, their power, their wealth, and everything else. If they can control the narrative and tell you who you are subject to them forever and a day. Uh, when you have a birth certificate and then you take the birth certificate and you go out and you get a social security card in this order, then you turn around and you go through life getting all these other applications, and then you go and you get a driver's license, coercion contract or cohesion contract, and most of the time you don't even realize they're under duress in the first place. What do these words mean? So you get accosted or approached by a policeman with a verbal contract, and immediately you submit like, okay, well, you are the authority. The authority to what? To the legal fiction in which they hold as a mean or a bridge to doing business with you as a living citizen in this world. That's a corporate entity. They out to protect the corporate entity. How does that have anything to do with you? Okay, don't you have a right to be in public and many other things? But when I start speaking about the contract being okay, now you have the driver's license. Okay, so now you in the system. You just signed up. So if you ever have um, an arrest and you look on your arrest record and you have a birth certificate that has you classified, denationalized, because you don't have a nation, you will see under race the letter B. What do you think that means? All right, stop playing games. Y'all need to recognize that what I'm saying is a fact. And just because you don't know what to do about it, don't mean you should just ignore it. There's too many people out here trying to show you what to do about it. All right. What are surety bonds? Surety bonds are contracts between three parties: the principal, which is you, the surety, which is the insurance company, and the obligee, the entity requiring the bond, in which the surety financial guarantee to an obligee that the principal will act in accordance with the terms established by the bond. To put it simple, they guarantee that specific tasks are fulfilled. This is achieved by bringing three parties together in a mutual legal binding contract. The principal, okay, who would be the principal? You. The individual or business that purchases the bond to guarantee future work, individual, which could be a business or a corporation, okay? The entity that requires the bond, the obligee. The obligees are typically government agencies working to to regulate industries and reduce the likelihood of financial losses. So when I'm reading a lot of this, just so much goes through my mind. I've been through this before, but it's been quite some time since I have. So looking at it, you see all of the defects in the wording if you understand what these words mean in the first place. You can see it. All of this is trickery. All of it. Uh, the surety is the insurance company that backs the bond. The surety provides a line of credit in case the principal fails to fulfill the task. The obligee can make claim to recover losses. So, I mean, you would have to be some kind of person that is in acceptance to be in a corporate entity to even enter into an agreement like this in the first place. Because where are the living people, the the meetings of the minds and the individuals living forms that come together to create a contract? Where are the parties? So that's what a policeman or a police woman is. These things are attached to them in the public, so they dare to do that work. Also, I have it on my mind. We thinking about this. I think it's 7310, Public Law 7310. You might want to look that up as well. All right, so we were going by the bonding company that underwrites the bond, which would be the surety. We'll get to that part, but the obligee can make a claim to recover losses. And the obligee is who? Typically, the government agency working to regulate industry. Okay, require faithful performance, fidelity, and integrity of the public official's duty to the public. The bond requires public officers to uh, see. I'm jumping all around the place. Forgive me for that, because I know this document pretty well, to the extent that I just want to get down to the end of it so that I can make a point. But the point I'm trying to make in the first place is that uh, how you gonna have a contract with a living person and then a government entity and then a private entity that is an insurer? The person or the living person is the employee, and then the second person is the one that you employ with. You don't only have an employee. Look, this is complicated, and I just see some defects in the whole concept of how this whole surety bond crap works with the police in the first place. I can, fathom the process when it comes to financial uh, situation, or something that is not about the lean. But then when you do get to the part where you are about to put a lien, then you have to have a value or a monetary value on your claim, should I say. But it seems complicated, but it really isn't. And the reason why I open this up is because I want to go through it and to show you that, some of the things I speak of, I may not be able to explain it properly to you, where you may uh, get confused. And I understand that, because I've never been able to explain things that I understand well to other people. They get bits and pieces, but then they have to do their due diligence and their own research to be able to find out what it is. Now, these things are probably still selling online for anywhere from $25 or more. I mean, most of the things that I did purchase as PDF or digital um, documents, or digital purchases from so-called gurus that had information that I was not able to acquire or find on the internet. And a lot of this is readily available. You don't have to pay $20 and $30 for it anymore. But then again, some of us who are new to this, we'll see it and we'll think, wow. And then you'll see that 19.99 or that 29, and you just go ahead and pay it and get it. This is the distraction factor. We won't cut them gurus out and start uh, thinking to uh, or start our way of thinking to spread, should I say. Whereas we share information, we don't always just get things, lift ourselves up, and then now we're going to enrich ourselves off of the poor people that we just came from. We just came from these circumstances. So now we're going to enrich ourselves off of them. We got to leave that mentality behind in the future. We got to stand together and be a nation of people where we can actually prosper together. And if one of us suffers, then we all suffer together, and it'll be a lot lighter on our burden, so that when we all prosper, we all win. So you know what I'm saying? This is the distraction factor. These are the two PDFs for this week. Um, and I'll be back to speak to you soon about all of the other things that we do here on the distraction factor. And as I said, I'm not here to inform. I'm just here to inform you, not to convince you of anything. Like, comment, and share for the videos. Do me a favor, subscribe, and like I said, share the videos because we're building over here, and we want your input for you to engage. And I'm still out here putting out these videos so I can make sure that everybody know what they know and can share what they got, and we can all have the bag called Know Thyself. Peace to the gods. This is the distraction factor. Subscribe and share.